Good morning, afternoon, or evening to all who have decided to come to this channel and to listen to this message. Thank you so much for coming to the official Sacred Sensuality. Well, we will eventually dive into some very deep subjects. This reading right here is a reading that is for my masculines. I don't care your sex. I don't care who you were born as. I don't care about your sexuality or any of that. If you identify as a masculine, then this reading is for you. And I want you to take it how it resonates. This is not a personal. This is not set in stone. Sometimes tarot is just strictly forearmed, or should I say forewarned is forearmed. Let's jump right on into it. Masculines, I wanted to do a reading about your purpose. I am coming across some masculines who are struggling just a little bit with that, and it's pretty normal. A lot of the masculines that I am running into that issue with are those who are typically in between the ages of 26 and up. So let's see what Spirit has to say about you. For some of you, your ego is in the way. I'm just going to keep it just plain and simple. Your ego is in the freaking way. Your vanity, your pride, how beautiful you are, whether that is how you look or how you portray yourself, your charisma. Too much, not balanced. It's time for you to hone in on self and balance that part of you. Everyone has an ego. Everyone's ego needs some attention. However, for some of you masculines, what I'm seeing here with these cards so far is just time to let the ego down, because what the ego is doing with this Seven of Wands here, it is making you put up a defense, not just with other people, not just with romantic partners, but just a defense in moving forward and progressing in your life. Also, ego can, and too much pride, that stops opportunities. That's you telling the universe without even realizing it, or no matter who you worship, whatever your spiritual side is, it is sending a signal out that I know better, and therefore I have all the answers and I don't need any assistance. That's the signal that you're sending out, even if you don't know it. So if you're trying to move within your purpose, get in your purpose, find your purpose, whatever it is that have anything to do with your purpose, you have placed your ego in a very unhealthy balance. The ego is receiving more attention than the soul, than the self, than the spirit. So it's time to get that out of the way. Some of you, you won't be able to advance your purpose or even step into your purpose until you get rid of some people. I know, I hate hearing it too, that things won't happen unless somebody is moved out of the way and yada, yada, yada. It's like playing chess, playing checkers. And sometimes don't nobody want to do that. And that's understandable. But from what I'm seeing here, for some of you who are married or involved or talking with someone or even just having a little fling or whatever your status is with someone, if you are having that with someone, your purpose cannot advance. The seeds that you have planted or want to plant, with the Ace of Pentacles here, they cannot be planted until someone is moved out of the way. And it feels like it's a feminine energy. Who that feminine energy is for you, I don't know. It could be someone who you desire very strongly, someone, oh, my hair is just sticking out. Someone who you desire very strongly, someone who you may feel that they have a very magnetic sexual aura to them. You may not be aware that those acts that you engage with that person sexually, it's drawing from you, it's taking from you, even if they aren't aware of it. They could be, is a hint, that I am getting here, because the Queen of Wands is, after all, considered the witch. However, um, it's like you're passionately driven in a sexual way with this person. This is a person who, I'm also getting a feeling of, this is a person that you could admire in a way too. Like, maybe this feminine energy, she gets along with everybody. Everybody loves her. Everybody likes her. And you kind of want a piece of that. And that's something that you admire about them. And while there's nothing wrong with that, the key now, once you're listening to this, is what can you draw from that? Because she's definitely drawing a lot from your energy and your purpose, whether she knows it or not. And it also says here that for some of you who are married, involved, or whatever your relationship status is, that you want to give to someone. Maybe in someone's eyes, you are moving a little slow and they aren't really liking that. Go at your own pace, masculines. Of course, you want to make sure that that pace is a pace that is um, not stopping you. That doesn't mean take your sweet ass time as if they have all day. What it means is to pace yourself in a stable way that you, throughout the journey, you're remaining balanced, because that person too is also a part of your journey. But for some of you, you may feel like you can't give them what they want. You don't feel in that king status yet, and it's actually showing here with this Knight of Cups. You may be determined, you may be sweet as pie, you may be very a faithful sort. For some of you, you can't give this person what they want, need, and desire, because you are not yet settled in your purpose, right? You don't want to break this person's heart, you don't want to hurt this feminine. But for some of you, you may not be able to avoid it. It just may have to happen. I am sorry about that, but it just may have to happen, because the separation is what's going to propel you into your growth. For some of you, you could have already went through this heartbreak, grieving this person, grieving. I'm feeling grieving their presence, simply grieving their words of encouragement to you. Um, it had to happen because maybe there was a part of your ego that was attached to that, that was dependent upon that. It's time to let that go. I also have the Empress here. Some of you may have an unhealthy relationship with your mother. She, or a motherly figure, she may have a lot of expectations that you feel you have to fulfill. That includes running a family business, which could be a part or not a part of your purpose. It could be continuing education, being the first male or masculine in the family to do something that no one else has done, and it's putting a lot of pressure on you. And I'm feeling that for some of you, it can make you not even want to tell this empress like figure, whether this is a mother, baby's mother, wife, girlfriend, whoever. I'm feeling that for some of you, it's like you may feel like you have to defend every little idea that you have, every little direction that you want to go. It's like every time you tell this feminine about something that you want to do, she's trying to steer it on the opposite way. And you're just like, but I am trying to be here. I am trying to go here. Um, and that's could be causing a defense too. You putting up a wall. That's a distraction. But while she may be distracting you and trying to get you to go in a separate direction, look a little bit beyond. I'm hearing Spirit say, look a little bit beyond what she's saying, because there could be a nugget or two of wisdom in there. Um, And you can apply that. You don't have to tell her every little part of your journey, but maybe there's something in there that could apply, something that she says that could be applied to your journey. Some of you, this person who is this Queen of Wands type energy, she could be pregnant. Yeah, or you could feel that she's just simply leaving you behind. Maybe her advancement is a little jarring to your ego. You weren't ready. That's where the we're living two separate lives card comes in it as well. You could feel like it's hitting your self-esteem in a way, but if that's the case and you're dealing with a feminine, masculines, I want you to hear me good. If you're dealing with a feminine, and this feminine has these aspirations, these goals, these dreams, whatever it is that she wants to do, trust me, she needs you right now. She may be tied into your purpose too. Now, this is a message that intended strictly for those who are in good standing with their feminines. If you feel that her advancement is hurting your ego, scratching your ego in some type of way, it's not supposed to feel that way. That means something in you needs to be addressed, because I'm guaranteeing you, as a woman, as a feminine myself, we've had those dreams since we were little girls. We told our daddies, we told our uncles, we told all the masculines who indulged in that part of us. And for her to invite you on this journey, that means she's tied into your purpose as well. Her purpose and your purpose may be tied in together as well. So if that's the case, please develop a different perspective on this, because although it may seem like it's something for her, and it is, everyone has their own separate journey, it could also benefit you in your growth together. Many opportunities of abundance and prosperity is on its way to you. What matters is how you handle it, how you deal with it. Let's look a little bit deeper into some advice for your purpose. All right. Now, masculines. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is confirming my card right here of beginning. This is a card of beginning something new, whether that's with your career, your job, a business, um, creative ideas, new investments. This matches very strongly with that Ace of Pentacles, because the Pentacles is all about money. It's all about not just money, it's all about stability, in any form. And with this beginning here, it's telling you it's a good time to start. It's a good time to put those seeds that you planted, or you need to plant. Now is a good time to do it, because there's so much that can blossom from this. I am getting a warning here about dirty money, laundering, stealing, doing something illegal. So you want to be aware of scams. You want to be aware of taxes. You want to be aware of anything that can negatively tie up your money or tarnish your image in some type of way. Um, for many of you masculines, you may have some ideas that are worth a lot. Be careful with who you tell those ideas to. I'm getting, even if it's something you can make your company better. Don't tell them shit. I'm a corporate girly myself. Don't tell them shit. Keep it to yourself. Write it down. Copyright it. Whatever it is you need to do to protect yourself, that's your idea, and that's an idea that belongs to you. Some of you, you could be in a place right now where it's dark, meaning, my purpose, I thought it was, I don't know, being a banker. I thought it was being a baker. But come to find out, I'd really like to own laundromats. I'd really like to be a real estate investor. Um, and you're rethinking a lot of things that you wanted to do that is tied into your purpose. And it could be making you feel very uncomfortable because you're feeling like, did I make the wrong mistakes in the past? Do I have room to do this? Yes, you do. And the past is over. It's time to step up out of the past. It's time to, once again, with that Ace of Pentacles and beginning, it's time to start new. So don't get caught up in the darkness that has already happened and even in the darkness that is coming up. If there are dark times that are getting ready to come up, that's the better time to understand my ego is not needed in the dark time. My ego has to sit down and learn this lesson, apply this lesson so that I can have a stronger character in what it is that I want to do regarding my purpose. Act now, quite literally. Act now. Masculines. That's 3 times. That's 3 times. You've been told to plant some seed, get it going, do whatever it is that you need to do regarding your purpose. Yeah. And it's also talking about overthinking. Overthinking isn't going to get you anywhere, guys. What's your solution? Do you have a solution for it as you want to go? Yeah, no. Act now. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to read what else is on this card because it's kind of irrelevant. Act now speaks for itself. Don't sit on your ideas. Don't sit on that resume. Don't sit on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, the has-beens. Do something different. Do what you need to do. Do it now. Confirmation burp. And again. I like this for you guys. Forming structure, solid foundation. Ace of Pentacles, back at it again. That is what the Ace of Pentacles does. Remember, we talk about Pentacles. The Pentacles is that Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio energy. I'm a Virgo sun. I'm a Capricorn rising. Money is in my blood. I'm also a Virgo Venus. Money is in my blood. Venus is also in my 8th house. Virgo Venus at that. So money is in my blood, right? I'm not ran by it, but one of the things my soul is here to do, let's make money, make more of it, right? For those of you who has this business idea, time to form it. Time to sit your ass down, masculines. Sit it down and make a structure out of it. Make a plan. You have that business idea. Time to work on that business plan. There's no excuse in the age of all this information that we have. You can look up a video right here on YouTube on how to start a business, how to write a business plan, how to present the business plan to the bank, so forth and so forth and so forth. For those of you who already do have a business, there's an idea. There's an idea that needs a little bit of structure. There's an idea that needs a little bit of fine tweaking. I believe that is what's going to make your foundation grow more. For those of you who don't have have a business or don't plan to have a business, don't want, it's a lot of responsibility. I get it. This is just saying, if you have that inkling regarding your purpose, because some people's purposes is to simply just, work for someone else, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is saying advance. You could have been in a position at your job, in your career, doing it the same thing for a long time. Safety is not there. I don't know why I just heard that. Safety isn't there. Safety is the advancement. You could be very, very tired. I'm picking up on someone that is tired of applying, tired of putting in different applications, tired of The fake smiles, the fake networking, I get it. Been there, done that. But now it's time to move a little bit more strategically, whatever that may be for you. That's a reading that should be for those who need a very personal reading, because I'm feeling called out to say that to you. A lot of you could have rejected opportunities uh, out of fear like you're not good enough, fear like you don't know enough, fear like your degree wasn't the right degree that you went to school for, to apply it to that opportunity or to apply it to that business. You're rejecting things that is a part of your purpose. And I feel like for some of you, you could be rejecting it out of self-protection. Once again, feeling it's like a fear to start something new. When spirit is saying, it's time, it's definitely time for you to do something new, you guys. I have the lovers, the sun, magician, king of cups, wheel of fortune, nine of cups. Look, there's a choice you need to make, masculines, when it comes to your purpose. Something gotta go. Some person has to go. Some balance needs to be recalled. You, for many of you, I'm not even going to say for many, and this is just me saying this. When you are in your purpose, when you are going towards your purpose, it is a call to action for you to have joy. You guys, joy. The sun is about joy. Think about it. All winter, it's cold, it's freezing, and you only get this much sunlight, and you get depressed or seasonal depression, whatever. And then you see the sun, and you're just like, oh my God, I wish it was 75 me. I wish it was 75 degrees every day, right? I'm really hearing sit your ass down and make a plan. Masculines, what are you doing? Sit it down and make a plan, baby. This is where your clarity is going to start. Like, it's going to come from some place you may not even know that was in you. You have, with this magician card, you have, bro, you have the ability to bring to birth, to bring forth anything you want. It's about your willpower at this point. How much willpower do you guys have? How far are you willing to go to get what you deserve? And I'm not talking about doing things that are unethical or hurting others and stepping up on others in the process. I'm talking about how far are you willing to go to get to that purpose, man? The King of Cups. King of Cups is a wise man. He's also very, all of the kings in the tarot has a devotion to something. The King of Cups, his devotion is to his emotions. And think about when you're emotionally devoted to someone. Case in point, a spouse, a girlfriend. You're driven by those emotions to make sure that, you know, when those holidays come, they have those flowers, they have those gifts, those teddy bears, you know, all that good stuff. Apply that same principle to your purpose, because your purpose is something that not just calls for um, wisdom, it's calling for devotion to it. It's calling for, it's like the spirit is saying, are you devoted to your growth? In an emotional way, is it a passion in a way for you, is what spirit is saying here. um Cycles, you're gonna have to end some cycles. And I feel like for some of you, if you don't embrace your purpose, or even try to find out what your purpose is, and you can easily do that through any, I'm not going to say any, through a really good spiritual advisor. They can help point you in the direction of your purpose, right? They don't do the work for you. but they guide you so that you are equipped to do the work for yourself, right? At least a good advisor would do that, right? If you don't find what your purpose is, you may find yourself in the hands of fate. Fate is going to step in. Once fate steps in, I have next to it is the Nine of Cups. You see this space right here? Let me tell you what fate does in that space, you guys. And I'm seeing this as clear as day. Fate could be loss of a job. Fate could be a demotion in salary. Fate could be an expense you never expected to pay. Fate could be medical bills. Not all fates are good fates. And those are just examples of something that pushes you into your purpose. Now, do you want fate to interfere in that way? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's so much knowledge. Once again, you can avoid those traps. You cannot have to learn things the hard way, masculines. Not everything needs to be learned the hard way. But it's like once spirit pushes you and fate steps in and spirit moves the hell out the way, fate moves her ass right on in there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful if you've been avoiding your purpose, for those of you who know what it is, and you've been pussyfooting all along. You got to be careful. But regardless, whether fate pushes you to do it or whether you embrace the change and the ending of the bad cycles and the bad patterns, you're going to reach your Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups always talks about how everything you wanted, you wished for, it just comes true. It's a guy sitting like this, and he's sitting in a chair, and he's got these cups behind him. It's time to celebrate. It's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's when you'll find yourself a little bit more content in life in general. Let me move some cards out of the way, make a little bit of room. But with this lovers here, the lovers is not just about being in love, twin flames, all that stuff. I got a part to do it for some people who, cater to those thoughts. However, it is also a call to balance, and that's balancing those masculine and feminine energies about yourself. Look at this. I hope you guys can see it. I need to free myself more, feel myself from fear and doubts. I am a caged bird. Which masculine am I talking to? If this reading resonates, please, I encourage you to comment. I do comment back. Yeah. Oh, I don't like seeing this for anybody feeling like they can't do things on their own due to whatever circumstances they are. And sometimes the circumstances is just mental. You need to, for those of you who are wanting to do something new or switch up your purpose, because in life, and let me help you guys understand something. And this is me speaking as a certified spiritual coach, right? In life, we don't just all the time have one purpose and we stick to it forever. This channel, for example, hopefully for those who are watching, you'll get to see me grow because there is a much bigger vision at play, right? Read up, research what it is you need to do to get there. That knowledge is going to help you get to where you need to go. Ask for mentorship. Seek spiritual counseling, spiritual guidance from whoever you need that guidance from, or you take guidance from. The research is going to require you to be objective, not, and most masculines are pretty okay with this, not moving I heard forming an LLC out of emotion, but forming it out of logic. Yeah, your resilience will be rewarded. For some of you, you just simply may need to go back to school to finish a degree or to obtain a degree if that's something that you really want to do. Maybe for some of you, you need to get the hell out of school. School isn't for everybody. It was for me because I'm a nerd, but school isn't for everybody. Not everybody needs a degree for every little single thing or a certification for every little single thing. And that could be why reading came up, because maybe there's a position or something that you want to do and you feel like you can't do it, you can't start it. You may feel very still because you can't. It's like I feel like I don't know enough. Once again, we're in a huge age of where there's so much information. You can't really miss much, you guys. You really can't. Sign up for some of those webinars and those seminars. And I know they are bothersome because they will continuously send you email after email. Something starts off at $67, and next thing you know, they're asking you to buy the whole bundle. You may not even have to do that. Just keeping it real. But, your comfort zone. You're clinging, for some of you, clinging to your south node. I spoke a little bit about that the other day in a reading. Well, I was talking about the north node and the south node. Now, the north node is like your true north, what you've come here to do. Your south node is what you've done already. You did that in the past life or past lives, right? And I'm going to use me for an example just so you can get an understanding and a grasp of what I'm saying for those who may not know. My south node is in Capricorn. My north node is in Cancer. And when that transit happened, it was a rough one, right? All my life, I have been told, go to school, uh, basically fall in line with society, right? Although my soul was like, I don't want to do none of that. I like learning. Yeah. So going to school wasn't a problem. And hell, if it was up to me, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I would just be a professional student, right? But no one asked me, what's your passion? What do you like to do? What interests you? Why do you like that? Is that something you want to do when you grow up? Nobody asked me that. It was go to school for computers and you'll make some money. And I remember going, why? I can't even type. I could type my ass off now, but just back then, this is in the 90s. Nobody said, what interests you? Why do you like to dance? Why do you like to sing? Why do you like to read all those books? The movie Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite movies because she was always reading, right? Nobody asked me, what was you reading? What did you like about it? What did you learn from it? Did you get any ideas of it? No one asked me that. So I had been conditioned to live in this south node, this, okay, I got to go to school. Okay, I got to make some money. Okay, I got to do this and I got to do that. And then it was the introduction to the military. Oh, now I got to do this and I got to do that. And that didn't work out. And it's just like I was on this quest of finding my purpose. However, my purpose was not in just making money. It's a part of it, but it was not in just making money. And I was making really good money. I have made really good money throughout my life. My north node is in Cancer. My north node says, no, baby, you're here to nurture, to love, give, and receive. You're here to be that mothering figure to some people. And that I am. And you know what? I'm proud of it. No amount of money in the world can replace the feeling that I have knowing that every night I am helping somebody get a little bit closer, even to their own purpose, to figuring themselves out. That's what my North Node says. Your North Node might say something different. Once again, please look into your birth chart. Your birth chart is a map for your soul. Tarot is only guidance, right? Look into your North Node to see where it is you need to grow, because many of you are stuck in that South Node. Your South Node is your comfort zone. Money came to me, to my North South Node is in Capricorn. Money came to me easily because I'd already done it many times, many lifetimes before. But the nurturing, the love, the giving and the receiving of love did not. And those are things I had to learn, and those are things that had to push me into my purpose. That's where fate stepped in for my ass, right? Avoid everything that I did. There's information out there on what and how you can do it. All it takes is application, execution. I'm feeling that some of you may be talking down to yourself. I don't like that masculine. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're better than that. For some of you who know that there's a person you need to move on from it or get out of your life, especially romantically, I'll put it in a way that the spirit is telling me some very explicit things that I can't really say here on YouTube. Because you eventually came out as the King of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles, by the way. Everything that you achieve, all your success, that's going to make you very valuable to a person who probably don't have those or don't know how to get it. So, of course, we want to be careful and protect ourselves against any type of evil eye or any negativity sent our way, right? Once again, you being the King of Wands, a lot of you guys have a vision and ideas that you are sitting on. Get off your ass. I'm just going to say, get off of it. Stop sitting on it. You're sitting on money. Big ego and optimism is what it says on this card. And the King of Wands does have a pretty big ego because he's a pretty boy. Well, no, he's not pretty. The pretty boy is the King of Cups. The King of Wands is very sexy. He's a boss. He's a leader. He's a good dad too, but he's a good leader. He's the one who has. He's the one in charge of middle management, who eventually makes it up the ladder. That's who the King of Wands is. A lot of you who carry this energy um, of wanting to be a legend, wanting your vision to be seen, tap into your intuition, tap into that feminine part of you that you didn't know you had, right? Use that as a compass in a way to help get to your purpose, because for many of you, a part of your purpose is having the vision come to life. Expansion could be a part of your vision, you guys. But your value will be magnified. You may attract all kinds of people, not just negative people, not just feminines who like to beg, oh, so what are you going to buy me? You're going to buy me a bracelet? You're going to buy me some earrings? No. You also can attract some other people who are high, I hate the term, high value themselves, right? You can attract someone who's on your wavelength, someone who is in alignment with what you want. But first, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. You may even be tired by the time you meet this feminine. But when it comes to your purpose, I also see here for you guys, there could be a big celebration coming up. All I'm going to say is this: don't wait for the big moments to celebrate. Celebrate every small win that you can. Celebrate as much as you want to. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too complacent. Thinking, okay, I've done it. I've reached the end of the road. As a king of wands, you're meant to expand in your purpose, because what is ending this reading is not just the Hierophant, which talks about structure, structures of like justice and school and churches, education. I feel like this is just structure in your life in general. Sometimes all you do need is a little bit more money just to be structured. Am I lying? No. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit more money. I get it. But you got to have that discipline, or somebody got to move the hell up out of your way so that you can live in your purpose. Because for many of you, your purpose is creating a legacy. It could be bigger than your own soul, and you may not even know it. I also have influence. So this is telling me that some of you could be teachers of some type. Maybe you are a guy who likes carpentry. You're not really, you may have a business in carpentry, for example, right? You may not have enough money or enough labor or be fancy with the camera or whatever. Use your influence to network. That's what you can do. Find resources to grow your influence. So, for instance, I don't know how it is here. I live in Chicago, right? So I don't know exactly how it is here, but I know there used to be a program where if you were a contractor, let's say you did work on houses, if you were a contractor and you needed additional labor to help paint or, do things to kind of move, things along, right? It was a program, I believe, that was for like these contractors if they hired like younger men, younger boys, for instance, which I think is such a great idea, that they hired like younger boys or not younger boys as in under legal age of working, but young men, and they had this little job and they were painting, they were changing doorknobs, they were learning how to do things like an apprenticeship almost, right? And what the city did was give tax breaks to those contractors. I don't know if it still exists or not, but that's an example. Dig for your resources. I know that because I did something else in real estate once upon a time. But dig, dig, you guys. Be resourceful. There's not a chat GPT for nothing. There's not Google for nothing. Your influence is meant to be out there. You may be meant to be a teacher, maybe by you being a carpenter, and there could be people who know nothing about carpentry. Boom, YouTube page right there. I'd watch it. I wouldn't know what the hell I'm watching, but I think it's interesting to watch nothing into something, you know? So just know that your influence, your ideas, your voice, what you know is important to you guys. And that is your reading. I hope that this helps you on your journey to your purpose. I wish you nothing but ease, ease without burden on your journey. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.